Man, I've been listening to so many different things about karmic debt lately, and the weird thing is, before I ever even heard anything about karmic debt, I was already experiencing, reflecting on all of these things and being conscious of all of these things, like, for sure. But then hearing it was just like affirmation. Like, that's exactly what I'm feeling. That's exactly what I've been experiencing and monitoring in my own actions. And being a special needs dad, I'm going to use that as an example, but there's so many things that it bleeds into. But for one, being a special needs dad, man, I get short-tempered, and it's like one of the biggest regrets I may have throughout the whole day. And there's days where I will accomplish every goal, every check mark I have. I will write it off, from waking up at 4:30 in the morning to doing my 2 hours of cardio, to strength training, to editing for 4 hours, to being a good dad. Check mark, check mark, check mark. These are all on my to-do list every day. Every day, these are things that I make sure to accomplish and I write down to track. And the be a good dad part, there's so many days where I will make it the entire day. You know what I mean? Being up from 4:30 in the morning until getting to work at midnight before I sleep for only a handful of hours. But before I make it, the last thing I will do is I'll be short-tempered with my son. I'll just be so frustrated because either he's repeating the same thing, or it's just those conversations, man, that are you gotta, without sounding like a dick, it's just hard. It's just hard sometimes. I go through whole entire days where I don't have a regular conversation with anyone, and then my son gets home, and you know, you have to have those conversations that are just they're not the usual, they're not deep, you know. Anything I say, it's gonna sound mean, but I try so hard to give him that attention that he needs and to respond with kindness and love and compassion and interest. That's it. You have to respond to these things with interest, even though your child may have already asked you this thing 100 times, or it's just something to do with, or here's what it is. As a special needs parent, you get asked questions, and he's 10, but you get asked questions throughout the entire day that just don't make any sense. Because of this also, I've noticed that my tolerance is already low for people that don't put effort into what they say. When I say something to someone, I put effort into every word that I say. Like, before it comes out of my fucking mouth, I want to make sure that my words have purpose, that I mean them, that I'm giving eye contact. I don't just say things to fucking say things. And this anger isn't coming from anything towards my son. This anger is coming from people that just ask you dumb shit, or they say dumb shit, and it just makes no sense. They don't put any effort into anything that they say. For me, my tolerance for that shit is already short because, for one, aside from running my business, I do in-home care. I work with special needs people. I have difficult conversations, or just I have these conversations that don't make sense when I'm at work, right? My special needs clients, these conversations just won't make sense, or there'll be, some of my clients can't even speak that I work with. So then I have conversations with my son that, you know, just won't make sense. He'll ask you a question, it doesn't make sense, and you have to try to answer it in a sensical way. It takes restraint, it takes focus, it takes compassion, it takes all of these things. It takes a lot, right? And then you deal with these people who are fully able, who just put no fucking effort into anything they say, or they ask you shit that doesn't make sense. And it's like, dude, I've already been dealing with since 4 a.m, having conversations that do not make sense. Can you ask me something with some purpose that makes sense? So I'll go back now to the karmic debt thing. The reason why I decided to hurry up and pick up the camera is because, like I said, I'll make it entire days where I'm completely aligned with my purpose and the goals that I have for myself. And I feel great when I go to bed. I feel great when I wake up. But if I make that one mistake of being short-tempered with my son, man, I pay for it with karmic debt. I feel so terrible. I feel so fucked up. And it could be as simple as saying what in an angry way. Like, my son will ask me something and I don't hear, or he'll ask me the same question. And the other day, I remember this, I think it was like 9 o'clock at night. Everything was done. I was such a good dad. I did everything I was supposed to do. I took him out. I got all my work done. I think he asked me something for, like, I don't know, very repetitive. And I said, what? And oh my God, it tore me down. It tore me down for that night. It tore me down for the morning until I was able to see him again and try to redeem myself by being a good dad and being extra nice and giving him extra love. And this bleeds into everything. If I don't accomplish my goals, if I'm not the person who is aligned with what I believe my purpose is, I pay for it. And it's so fucking obvious, even in something as simple as that. And afterwards, I had a conversation with my mother about it. I'm like, dude, I made it the entire day. It was like 9 at night. And I said, what, in an angry way. And it fucked me for hours. It fucked me all the way until the end of the next day. And it's like that for everyone, but we just don't realize it. If we're not doing the things that we know that we need to do, that match up to what we believe our purpose is for ourselves, if it's not hitting the workout, if it's not sticking to the diet, if it's not doing the work, if it's not being a good parent, something so small could steal so many hours from us. And it is not easy. It's not fucking easy to stick to those things. But when we break them, it's not easy either, you know? Paying the karmic debt. I'm shocked at how many people also don't seem to know or don't seem to feel like they experience it. Like, how can they treat someone bad and not feel bad themselves? I don't know, but anyways, I just wanted to share these thoughts. Wes Watson talks a lot about this. I just heard a podcast, him and Andy Frisella talking about this, but Wes Watson talks about it all the time. It's one of his main like concepts that he follows. And man, it's just so accurate. It's so on point. Anyways, I've been trying so hard to make sure that I stick to my, as he would call it, like conscience congruence or whatnot, and just making sure that I do everything I can to avoid experiencing any karmic debt. But every day is a struggle, and every day that we stick to our purpose is one step closer to being the person that we want to be. For anyone that sees this, hope it brings some light to you. Any special needs parents out there dealing with the same thing, with that struggle, with that shame, you'll feel so much better if you can just make it one more hour before bed. If you feel like you're about to snap, the thing that helps me, the thing that has helped me is setting it as a goal in my mind, not just writing it down, but with every response, reminding myself consciously in my mind that me responding with love to my son is one of my main goals. If it's 6 at night and I know I have like 2 more hours before I got to put my son down, go to work, remind yourself, I got to remind myself, bro, you have 2 more hours to complete this goal. Respond with love, respond with eye contact, respond with compassion, suck up the anger that you feel, fucking put it away and give this boy love because he needs it. And one of the main things that made me fire up this video so fast is I just got home, I walked to the door, my son's at school, and the first thing I see are his drawings that he made from school. And it reminds me that nothing he does that frustrates me is intentional. And he is this innocent, sweet, little lovable boy. And I owe it to him to return and give him as much love as I can, no matter how hard it gets sometimes to soften my exterior when I am raging inside from all the things I deal with on a daily basis. And every day I wake up in a negative space and I have to overcome that, and that's okay. Every day I feel this fucking rage, depression, anger, just from all the things in life and from all these different things. And after overcoming them and completing my morning process, yes, I feel so much more relieved, so grateful, thankful. You have to go through, you have to accomplish your goals and stick to your conscience to get over these things and these emotions that you feel. And yeah, just seeing his drawing and reminding myself of how innocent he is, lovable he is, that he is, you know, he's 10, but he's not 10, you know? And I'm not the only one that deals with this. I need to suck it up, sum up some love, keep it in me, because that love is really what saves us, man. That compassion, that love, and giving it to other people, giving it to our loved ones, making sure that they have a better life. At the end of the day, I know from experience that I always feel better when I do the most I can to make everyone else's day better. It's not all about us. I'm really not just trying to copy all the shit I've been hearing, but it's just so true. And like I said, the weirdest part is I was talking about these things before I ever listened to Wes Watson or Andy Frisella or half of these fucking people. I just knew it. I would talk about it. And now having someone to listen to remind me on a daily basis has been hella helpful. But yeah, just one pointer for everyone that is my own is remember when things get tough and you're in that same circumstance, remind yourself, because I know it's a goal for me. It helps to write it for one, but remind yourself, especially if the day's almost over. It also helps if you're going to bed at a normal fucking time. You're not staying up till midnight like, oh, I have so much longer to go. Like, no, 8 or 9 p.m. Make it to that fucking time. Complete your fucking goals. Look at your child and give them the most you can before bed. Give them the best of you before bed. You will make everyone else's life better because of you. And you'll be giving your best version of yourself to the world and to your loved ones. I hope this is able to help someone. Thank you guys for watching.